What's up everybody, Patrick from wpbuilderhelper, and in today's video we're going to be discussing how to build an absolutely free website where you can start selling services or products or whatever you want. I'm going to take you through and walk you through the process of doing this. Of course, you could do this yourself, but sometimes it helps to have somebody walk you through it. So this is something that you can do to create an income for yourself or do whatever you want. You can do it really quickly. You can get something out there, you can test it, you can run some ads, and then you can find out if it works. So hopefully this video will help you. Drop that like and subscribe down below if you think if it does help you at the end, and let's get started. So here we are in front of our freelance dashboard, and it's basically just a blank slate. If we go to the page, you'll see it doesn't have anything yet added to it. But I did some prep work on it just so that we could get started, so that you don't have to basically go and deal with a bunch of crap of watching me do a whole bunch of different things. So I've added some images, a logo, just some things that we're going to use. So we're going to build a fitness website. That's what we're going for, in case you couldn't realize by the images. So I figured a fitness website, even though it's not something that most people would freelance, there are a large number of people out there that actually do freelance using fitness. So for our theme, we're going to be using Blocksy, and that is because they have some great starter sites. And what we're going to do is we're going to customize one of their starter sites. We're going to use this one, and we're going to use the Brizy add-on, which is absolutely free. So we're going to go in and we're going to customize it and basically make it to where, it works exactly like this and does everything that it's supposed to do. And we're just, going to go in and customize it and see how it works, see what it looks like and all of that. All right. And, obviously here's Brizy. Yeah, I'll have the links to all of these things at the bottom. And if you're curious about how I did my logo, all I did was go here and just type in logo and on Canva, and you'll get tons of logos that you could use. So for a logo, if you're looking for something that's probably not original, but you're looking for something is somewhat, you could use it as a logo. As you can see, that's the logo I picked. Just changed the color on it because I liked the red color a little bit better. I think it fits the fitness niche better. And then I compressed all my images, and for my images I used Jump Story. So that's where I got all of my stuff. So in case you're wondering, I'm walking you through the whole thing. So now let's get started. So we're going to go into Blocksy, and we're going to go into their starter sites, and we want to use this business starter site, and we want to import it for Brizy. And it's going to basically tell you clean install. We'll remove all the previous content, and it'll install it for us. And then we're going to let it do its thing, and then after it does what it needs to do, we're going to go in and we're going to customize it the way we want to customize it, with all the colors and all the fonts and everything like that. And I'm also going to take and walk you through what fonts I picked because of why. As a matter of fact, let's close all of these out while this is happening. And I can start loading up. Cool, so it's done. Let's view the site. Let's see what the site looks like. So you should see that it looks very similar to the site that we were just looking at. And as you can see, it's got this purple scheme. This doesn't highlight for some reason. It only highlights on Gutenberg, which kind of bothers me. I'm not sure if they couldn't figure out a way to do that, but I actually found a way to do it, so I'm gonna go in to do it. They did get this part right, and this looks correct, but there's a lot on here that I don't like. So part of the thing that you're gonna end up realizing is, as you're going through this and you're playing with it, you have to customize this to however you want to customize it. You got to make it work for you. You can't let a build like this, you know, you can't just go with whatever's the default and then start adding in some stuff. You really have to customize it and take it to a different level. Because if you're just using this default build, and there are some people who actually just do that, then you're going to find out really quickly that that's going to look very, very much like a template. So we're going to take and we're going to go in and we're going to start customizing it. We could actually start customizing from here, but I want to see how they did the header real quick. Let me see how they did the header. So that should be in the customizer if I'm not mistaken. And we'll go to the header, and keep in mind all of these things are free. So if you're maybe not familiar with Blocksy or whatever, go ahead and download it and start playing with it and see what you think of it, and just, you know, take it for a spin. So we're going to take and we're going to go into the logo element. Oh, and you can see there's a transparent state, a regular state. So we just have one logo, and I'm wondering if that's the one issue with what we picked. So we picked a logo and it's going to have a white background. So I'm going to have to remove that white background, because otherwise, as a matter of fact, I can take and I can show you. So let me remove this logo first. Let's select our logo, and it's just going to look really, really bad. Let's go in here. Let's pick this. Let's click select, and yeah, that's terrible looking. It's also like super small too. I'm not sure why it's so small. I wonder if that's just because of the size. It's also not cropped. Ugh, so much to do. So I won't bore you. I'll go in and I'll edit this. I'll cut this out, but I'm going to go in and edit this and fix this logo. All right, so I'm back. I redid that logo, and the other logo just wasn't going to work. The height, by the way, is what was making it super small. I grabbed some coffee, and I also kind of came up with, like I said, a quick and dirty logo that we can kind of use for this website. Just something that's really, really basic that somebody can basically go in and look at and use. And so we're going to kind of start customizing this. Also picked a color scheme, which is, I'm not sure. Let me publish this first. Let me see if I can bring up the color scheme. It doesn't seem to want to come up for whatever reason. I'm not sure why though, because I picked a color scheme just basically to use something that, you know, you could take and essentially like look at and get an idea, but it doesn't matter. I've already saved it on the back end, so if it doesn't load, it doesn't load. It's not like the end of the world, because I actually have the colors in here in the color history. So these are the colors we'll be using. It's kind of a weird color scheme, but I liked it. I thought that it was just something different, and that's why I wanted to use it. I didn't want to use something that's standard. So let's go in and let's look at changing this. So I think part of the place that we should start is with the actual homepage itself, and then we'll go in and we'll start organizing everything else and seeing what is Blocksy and what is Brizy. So the red color, as you can see, there's three separate colors. And there goes the app that gave me issues, or the picture that was giving me issues. So there's three separate colors. There's this red, there's this dark blue, and there's this kind of like metallic blue, they call it. So what we want to do is we want to go into the color palette. You want to choose like a style or something like that, and you want to start customizing your colors so that it can, you know, convert these colors across the whole entire website. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to pick our, I think this is the purple color. Let's go in and set the red to this color. So we're going to go in and change that. So then we should see the red. Do we? No, we see it right here. There's definitely some places, so then this must be the purple. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where the colors are. That's one thing that I kind of miss about certain builders, is certain builders have this worked out pretty easily. you can go in and actually look at where the red is. Okay, so that's obviously the red. So this is what we want. This is the secondary color. That is going to be the blue. We want to use the blue for this. So that is right there. So we've got the blue. So now our blue is in that. So that's some of the icons. And then this purple, we're going to use the metallic blue, I believe. 6, 7. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like a gray. I'm okay with leaving that, and I'm okay with leaving this. This is like an off-white, another gray, and a white. And we'll go in and we'll change all of this. But as you can see, our colors are already starting to work together. So you can see there's some red, and this still turns purple because it's using the colors of Blocksy. So the header is actually Blocksy because you're not going to get a transparent header with Brizy out of the box. Blocksy kind of gives you that for free, and so that's why Blocksy can make some pretty cool designs like this. So we're going to kind of go in and change this because there are some things that I just don't like. But that's okay. I mean, that's the whole point of this. So the first thing is I want to use a video for the background. I don't like this image, obviously. I already have a video somewhere. Let me pause real quick and get that link. All right, so we're back. So I pulled that video, and basically all it is it's just this boxing video. And it's kind of pixelated on purpose. I didn't want the viewer to actually be able to look at it or to actually make anything. So then we're going to kind of go in and we're going to kind of change the overlay. And I don't know, do we want to do like a red overlay? Are we going to do blue with red buttons, metallic? I think this blue, I like this dark blue. I don't like the gray. I like this blue, and I want to kind of bring it up, kind of tone up the blue a lot more so that it's just easier to read the text and everything like that. So let's go with that. Let's go with the 83%. You can kind of make out that there's, you know, somebody in the background, and then we're going to go in and we're going to change these buttons. So these buttons obviously don't work anymore. We want to make this button red, and on rollover, let's go with the blue so that still stands out. We can leave this button. This button's got an outline, so the border for this button is white. I don't think we want to do that. I think let's stick with the whole red theme. Let's leave it with a red outline, and then, but then that matches that. And then on rollover, maybe it goes into that color. No. Oh. No. Let's see. Oh, that's just the border. That's why I'm affecting that. So we'll leave the border. Let's go to the background. Background is what we want. Yeah, I like that. So that turns blue, but it's got the red outline, so it's kind of following the same thing. So I guess for our buttons are going to be red, and then they'll turn that metallic blue. I think that works color-wise. Just trying to keep consistency. And then we also want to go in and we want to change the border. Or at least do we want to change the border for this one? Is the border going purple in this one? Because I feel like it is. It is going purple. So we want to reduce the border, get rid of that border. Yeah, perfect. So now that's set, and we'll go in and we'll change. We'll edit the text and all of that, but I wanted to go in and change the colors first, get the color scheme right. So one of the things I was talking about earlier was the fact that when you highlight over these, they don't change any colors, and you can do that by going into here and selecting this background selection, and then you can change it like red so that whenever it's like that, and then you got to kind of like play with it because you don't want it to be too hard to read. Unfortunately, you can't manipulate these so that on rollover they turn a certain color, but you can manipulate, obviously with CSS you can, But we're not aiming for that. The whole point of this is to build a quick and dirty, like I said, services page. So let's go with the dark blue and let's make it a little bit lighter. Let's see what that looks like. Nope. Okay, let's go with this metallic blue. Okay, I like the metallic blue. I think the metallic blue works, and it just looks much, much better. And as a matter of fact, I think that this needs to be the same exact color, I would say. So let's go in and make this the same color. And obviously I know that you can copy and paste. I was just doing it really quick. You know, I'm trying to get the color scheme down. So let's do that. And as a matter of fact, let's copy and then let's paste the styles so that on rollover it does the same thing. Paste the styles, paste the styles, paste the styles, paste the styles. Okay, cool. So now on rollover they all kind of turn a certain color, which is cool. You know, just some visual reference. We could even go and add like a drop shadow to them or something like that, but I'm not going to go that far, not just yet. So as you can see, we've got the same button scheme. We want to keep with this color scheme if we can, just because you don't want to vary from your color schemes. So you can see this button turns, I think it turns the color, yep, turns the color we want, but this button is still messed up. So the border is purple, and we don't want the borders purple, we want the borders red. And on rollover, the background turns blue. Okay, that works. That's what we're looking for. No border, this works. Okay, cool. So we're going to keep customizing. So this is red. That's interesting. And on rollover, it turns white. So this is kind of that off-white. And let's grab one of our images because we don't like this image. We obviously want one of our images, and we need to find one that matches kind of that size. So we're looking for one that's a bit longer, and I think that this is a good one. Yep, that's a pretty cool one. I like that, and we can even go in as much as move it up or down, or kind of like, let's move it more up so that we can have her more like that. And then for this, I'm not so, I mean, I like the red, but I want to draw more emphasis to buttons and less to this. So we're going to change this color. We're going to turn this like a blue, and then on rollover, we're going to turn this maybe white, and then with the text red like that. Yeah, perfect. So that's a little deviation from what we had above, but obviously since we're playing with the blue now, we want to draw emphasis to this button, and we're using, like, anywhere there's red, you have some kind of emphasis. And so there's going to be red here, red here. When you scroll down, you see the red. The links will eventually be red. We're going to add those little, that's how you mess with colors, is you just add emphasis. Let's change this picture because I don't think that this picture works for us. Obviously, we're building a fitness website. Let's go with one of these, like maybe this. Yeah, that works. And then from here, this section is kind of weird. I don't necessarily think we need it because, once again, this is a fitness website. So this is like the services that they would offer. This would be maybe talking about their process. Contact us now goes to a contact page. And then, you go into here and you've got, some more options of what you can choose. Here I just don't see the need for this, so we're going to get rid of this, even though, it is what it is. And then here you've got, they're showing off, oh, look, we've done this, lines of code, cups of coffee. So it's basically just, this is social proof, and it gives you a video that you could use, which is fine, but I don't see a fitness person doing that. If you were going to have a video, you'd probably put it more up towards the top. That's where I would expect to see a video. Less towards the bottom. This just doesn't do anything for me from a marketing perspective. So to me, I think that we get rid of this too. I don't think that there's a purpose for that. And we'll take and get rid of this because I don't think you need to show off. I like the client testimonial, and I like this. I don't mind this. We do need to change this image. We can leave the client testimonial alone. And so we'll go in there and we will change this to maybe the dumbbells. No, maybe this one. And then we'll go in and we'll add a color to it. So we want to add an overlay to it. I like the blue just because it really does a good job of masking some of that image, making it look clearer so you can see the text. Dark background always works better for white text. If you use something like red, it can make the text harder to read. Like you see how that worked. And even this blue, this isn't bad, but this is just a tad darker. It just brings a little bit more feature to it. And then obviously they use the blue down here. I don't mind that. Is this our same blue? Yes, it is our same blue, so it used the blue. So we're going to go in and we're going to kind of customize this. So we've already customized it a little bit just to show you what we've done. Let's click update. Let's save it because I'm pretty happy with this so far, and we'll go in and we'll keep customizing. So like I said, the about page and the contact page for me, not my favorite. Not my favorite at all, just because I don't think you need an about and a contact. I think you could kind of have both, but I think you got to do it right. So we're going to edit this page with Brizy. Let's go in with Brizy, and we will first edit this image. And I'm not sure if I have an image that's actually big enough to fit this. I'm wondering if some of my images are going to blur just because I did reduce them down in size. Let's go with this. This is a pretty good image. Oh no, it's apparently, well, I made sure that they were still at least, 1,000 or 2 in length. And I guess because I clicked on a page, Brizy's doing this double thing, so we may end up having to save. But that's a little bit too dark for me. Let me see what happens once we add in the overlay, and we'll go in and adjust this. So we're going to go in and adjust this, make it a little bit darker. Yeah, that actually, I'm okay with that. I think I like the blue better though. If we're trying to make it dynamic, I like the blue better, and I like the red. The red's good. I don't like the fact that on rollover that's changing that color. I want it oh, that's the icon. I want the icon this, and I'm going to make the background this so that it turns that. Yeah. Nice. Cool. So let's change up this image. Once again, I don't think I have a long image. I don't think I have another long image. And I should have prepared a little bit better with some long images, but it just so happens that I don't think I have one. So we're going to have to kind of see. And these are all the imported images. So as we go through, we'll go and delete all of those because I only had so many images that I grabbed for this. I guess we could use this. I mean, it doesn't matter, company values. It's just kind of showing off a Fitbit. Nothing special. Yeah, we'll do that. And this page is talking more about their stuff. This is learn more about us. I think I'm going to make this page smaller though, because, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete the team. And this is kind of, that's going to look kind of weird if we do it that way. But I'm thinking about making it to where this can kind of roll up. Well, you'd have to add more padding into that. I'm going to think about that, how I want to handle this. I'm not even sure if we really need this, to be quite honest with you. It's on each and every page. But, once again, is it my favorite? No, not really. So I could go in and I could kind of change that. My thought process is, in here, what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of these. and we're going to add in a contact block. That's going to be my idea. So you go from here to here to here, and then obviously this is going to have some contact information. So let's update that for right now. Oh man, did I just update all this and then it's, yep. So this is apparently a bug. Cool, awesome. Let's go in the back end, because apparently it's not going to let me save it because it double loaded Brizy. So it's confused as to what I did. So keep that in mind when you're doing that, when you're doing stuff, making changes to about pages or anything like that, and you click inside of Brizy, it locks up the system like that. Yep, didn't save anything. Awesome. That's what it's not supposed to do, but that's okay. We'll go back and make those changes. Sorry about that. Let's go back and make those changes again that I had just made. Once again, the beauty of web design and working with a builder. Certain times you run into little bitty problems that you don't expect to run into, and then they just frustrate you. But you just get over it and you work within your boundaries of what you can do, and what you can't. There's certain things you just can't fix, and certain times just complaining about it does you no good. So I still want that to be dark though, even though it says show video. We're going to change this. So let that be a reminder to anybody using Brizy, and I'm sure Brizy, the team, will be one of the team members maybe might watch this. They might not. I'm not real sure. I know Demi and a couple of other guys have commented on some of my videos, so they'll probably say something about it. But needless to say, I'm sure that that's something that they'll fix. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we want to actually, and as you notice, this is not Pro, so we're not doing anything with Pro. As a matter of fact, I'm curious what widgets we have. Okay. So we don't have the Lottie widget. There's a lot of widgets that I'm very used to that we just don't have in here. But Brizy really does give you a large amount of stuff. And when you add Blocksy to it, it's just a ton and ton of stuff. So we're going to go into the contact page. And as you can see, this is just a similar page. And it's got some things I like. Like, I actually do like this section. But I like this. So let's heart that. And it would make you sign up to Cloud, and you would have to sign up to do this, to save. Skip. Will it just let me save locally? Oh, that's awesome. Did it let me save locally just now? Yeah, it did. It let me save locally. Okay. So you can kind of skip that for right now. Well, that's cool. Okay. Awesome. So we're going to save these two sections because I think those two are the most important. The rest of this is going to go away. Or we'll probably merge it is what we'll end up doing. We won't just delete it. We'll merge it. Like the About page will become the contact page and it'll have information. Basically, all that does is that just makes it to where the About page is just more interesting. Because when most people click on an About page, they don't care. Or at least I find they don't care. As a web designer, I think they don't care. Because I really just think that most people just hate About pages. They think that About pages are just, wasted space. And I'm inclined to agree with them. In most cases, About pages are just... they're just there to kind of show off. It's more about you rather than being about the customer, and that's something that you kind of have to get away from. So we're going to take and we're going to change this up. Yeah, this is definitely going away. This is definitely going away. So we're going to have this, but then this contact piece at the bottom, I like the blue. I like the transition into the blue. But then as you can see, we've got some issues because it's not set for dark. So we got to kind of go in here and we got to kind of get this all set up. And then obviously this has got some issues too because the form is not set for dark. So we got to go in here and set like the text. Well, is the text itself? Text is blue, background is white, border, shadow, full name. Here's the color of this, so we change that to white. Or is that off-white? No, that's white. We'll make it white. Okay, cool. So now that transitions a little bit more evenly. And if we really wanted to, I don't remember, does Brizy give you the ability with the top and bottom? Yeah, so they do give you some dividers, so that's kind of cool. So you could add dividers to this. I didn't even know you could do that. Just to give some more visual, some more visual stuff. Now, I will tell you this about dividers. It's best if you use them sparingly. Don't use them all over the place. Because in most cases, they're good, but like they really tend to draw away from what you're doing. And sometimes that works. So like, for instance, like above here, we may want a divider above just because it creates some visual interest. And that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for something to create some visual interest. So we're going to go, pick the wrong divider. Let's go to the bottom right here. And let's choose maybe this. And then we can turn that white. Yeah, look at how cool that looks. It's just something that's different. And so now this page is starting to look way better than it did before. We've even got this company thing, which for the most part, I'm sure this person is only going to have one place that they're at. But the whole point is, we're customizing this. We're going from this to this to this and trying to change it to make it more of a freelancer experience. And generally, the less you can do with a page, the better. At least in terms of let's trash this. In terms of, let's delete it permanently. We don't need it anymore. In terms of I'm blabbering now. The less you can do, the better. And what I mean by that is that we don't need 2 privacy policies either. If you give people less options to click on, then they tend to be more impactful. So that's one of the reasons why people typically will give you only 1 or 2 options when it comes to doing things. So let's go up and change all this now, because since we've got that, we'll go into the customizer, because once again, that's a Blocksy thing. And in there, you'll have colors and you'll have color palette. And so you can kind of start messing with the color palette. So we're going to go back to the colors. Remember, the purple is, apparently we want to look at this right now and see. So this color, I don't even know, this is color 4? Okay, so color 4 is what we want our red to be. Yep, that's our red. And then our rollover color, which as I can tell, I think it's this, is going to be that blue. Yep, that's the blue. This is going to be the other metallic blue color. Okay. Cool. And that should be it. Base font color. So it's got a base font color. Yeah, I mean, that should be it. And we'll go in and we'll kind of, yeah, looks good. Looks good. Are we missing anything? Let's look at the bottom area. This is rolling over the link color. That's that blue. I don't mind that, but I really wanted some once again, I wanted some visual interest, and I just don't see that. But we can leave it. That's fine. I like that. I like the fact that we've at least gotten it to the point where it's got our color scheme. So now we've kind of changed the color scheme. So now it's just really a matter of going back and editing the things we want or the things we don't want. Let's see. So socials. Nobody's going to post Slack on there. Nobody's going to post Dribble. Instagram would probably be important. Facebook would probably be important. And Twitter would be important. I think Instagram would be the most important for something like this. Just because somebody who is obsessed with fitness is going to be an Instagram hog. They're probably going to spend a lot of time. And then we want to kind of space out the icons. Let's make it 25-25 even, so it's just a little bit more spaced. I wish that those turned red, but I would have to go back and mess with the colors. That's always been one of my biggest problems with these color scheme generators. So I can get this red, but then in order for me to go back and kind of make that red, there's so this is just taking you to the main page. But in order to make this red, you don't have the option to go and change the color. It just automatically custom. See, icons, custom color, official color. Oh, no. We don't want that. We want custom color. Yeah, custom color looks better. Oh, and you can do rounded, squared. Okay. Fill shape. We'll leave that alone. You can kind of change the location. Vertical alignment's good, and display on, whatever. So copyright we want to change to. So even though it's very good to let them know that Creative Themes is the people who are behind this, let's do copyright of the current, I like the current year, and we don't have to put powered by. So essentially you just do this, and we're going to change the site title to Lift and Press, just so that we can go in and change that. So there's a lot of stuff in here that we're going to be tweaking that essentially you don't have to go back and do. It's just stuff that I'm doing to try and make this a full-fledged fitness website, even though it's not going to be, you know, the most amazing fitness website. You want to go back and kind of change those little things. So we'll go back in here and we'll change this to lift, and press. So there it is. And then we'll save the changes. And then we'll take and we'll go back to our pages. So let's go back to our main page. And let's look at it again and let's see what we can kind of change from here. So, you know, hey friends, if we were starting a fitness thing, so now you can see we kind of have the about page and the blog and the take action, and we have this. So I wish that you were able to, well, you can kind of, you know what? I just realized these do have, wait, does this not have a rollover? This is what doesn't have a rollover. So I knew something didn't have a rollover. So it's the text. The text doesn't have a rollover. Like when you go to highlight it, you can change the icon to be a certain color, but you can't make the text roll over, and that's where the problem comes in. Because otherwise we could kind of change this too and make this look a lot better than probably what it does. But it's easier just to leave it as it is. So let's change these icons. See if we can find more fitness related icons. Do they even have fitness? I don't think they do. Let's see if we can find fitness icons, something that just looks fitness wise, and we don't even have to do this. So yeah, so there's biking, so we'll change that one to biking, and we'll change this one to some other type of fitness related icon, just to show that that there's something. I'm trying to see if there's something in here. There's not very many fitness. You really have to take and import your own icons. But there are some things that you could use in here if you wanted to use it just off the base. I'm trying to use as many things as as many things that are included in the free version as I can without going too deeply into using outside resources if I can help it. So maybe they talk about hiking, and maybe they're talking about yeah, like skiing or skating. I mean, these are all icons that you could definitely use for fitness. So there's definitely some things in here that you could use. It just takes getting creative and trying to figure out how you want to use it. That's funny. I never saw that there was a dragon in here. Obviously, they have a ton of icons in here. I don't know if I've ever fully looked through them. I just typically go in and search for a subject, and then that's it. So like football, obviously that's fitness related to some extent. And then we could find something else. I wish there were some like some barbells or something. I'm sure there is. I just have to look for it further, and I don't think y'all want to go through this and look at icons all day long. Well, here's a barbell. That's like something you could use. Okay, so we're going in and we're changing this, and I just jump. My brain's sporadic, but when I'm thinking of something. So hey friends, we're a fitness coach for all your fitness needs. And then under here we would say something about like contact us today and learn about how we can change your life. Okay, cool. So, and then learn more will go down to the bottom. So for me, if I were to turn this into a button, what I would do is I would set this to a block. And we would choose this block, which would be the next block, and we would call this list of, we call this services. Let's just call it services. Okay, so that's done. So let's go in and update this. Well, you know, I just made a mistake. I realized that the list of services is actually right here. So let's do that. Let's go in here, set this to services, set learn more to maybe this section, the section below it. So we're going to go in and set this below it, and we'll change this to process. Okay, so this goes to services, that goes to there. Let's update it, just make sure you're staying up to date. And this would be our fitness process. Once again, changing icons. Change this to numbers. Do they have maybe, let me see, what kind of icons? Let's do this. Happy. Nope, we don't have any of those. Okay. Gonna have to play with the icons to see. So they don't have what I want in here. What I'd like to do is have like a 1, 2, 3. And I guess you could do the same thing by just knocking out the logo, but they don't have like numbers. It'd be nice if they had numbers. They don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't have numbers, or A or B. Yeah, it just brings up that kind of stuff. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, there's no letters or numbers in here. So you'd have to custom do that. But the point would be that this would be like 1, 2, and 3, and we would talk about, let's change this, get your goals. Get your goals completed this year. So like enticing them, like our process is better. We have changed the fitness industry and our process is unique. I mean, this is really some terrible copywriting, but it's copywriting on the fly. So essentially you get the idea. So you'd have to go in and get like a 1, 2, 3 type thing, but you would list reason number 1, and then obviously the reason. Then we would go to reason number 2, and we go to reason number 3. And the whole point would be, our process. Like, this is our process. Reason 1, 2, and 3 of what they've done to change it. And then if you have any questions, go to contact us. So this would link to the contact page. And we could go in and we can change that for right now. We're not going to change it because remember, the about page is going to change. We're going to actually change the name. See how... Here are a list of reasons that we can change your life. Our fitness is about making you the best person you can be today. And then obviously these would be like a list of reasons. Once again, I mean, you've already got reasons, but there's a lot of social proof that you have to do on these pages. So I would recommend following those social proof guides just as something that you can see. But as you can see, we've already started going around and changing this and kind of doing this. So maybe this is, let's change this to biking, change this to running, mountain climbing, sports training, weight lifting, ski. I would say skiing, but I mean it's trying to think of something that I could even put there. It doesn't matter. The whole point is, so then they've got a view pricing page, so you would add pricing somewhere. So it probably wouldn't be on this page. You'd probably want to make a whole separate page about pricing. And we could do that. So reach out would go to contact also. This would also go to contact. Let's build something together, which I like. Start today for only $99. And then we'll change this button to get started. And we'll even go in and let's add an icon to it. So like something that draws your attention, a star, or something. Wait. I guess we could add that. Yeah, let's get started. So just something that draws your attention to it. Makes it look a little bit different. And then we can go in and update it. Let's look at this main page. Let's see what we've done. And I know some people are going to argue. They're going to say, like, this is, once again, this is a quick and dirty page. We're not doing anything. We're not spending a whole bunch of time doing this. The whole point is to put this out and see what kind of feedback you get. So, yeah, this doesn't look bad. I'm pretty happy with it. About my only issue or complaint is the whole logos. Down here, these icons. But that's okay. I'm going to go back in and we're going to see if we can't customize that. So far, it's looking much better than it did before. And once again, all we did was start out with a Blocksy template. And let's look at the About page. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, cool. I'm not editing the page. And I was just thinking, oh, you know what? One thing we didn't do was we added this visual interest to this, but we didn't add it to the main page. Let's go back and do that. Let's go back to the home page and let's just add some visual interest here. So we'll make this video kind of like, look similar to that page because you want to keep a consistent base. You don't have to necessarily go and do everything that I'm doing here. You just want to keep a consistent base. So at the bottom, I think we use like the torn piece, just because, like I said, it adds some kind of visual interest to the video or visual interest to something. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Just something that makes it look a little bit more, more interesting than it already does. Let's see what it looks like on tabletop, on tablet. Tablet looks good. Obviously, it disables the video, which is not a big deal. But you know what I didn't think about? I didn't think, because it disables the video, can I go and put a... No. That sucks. So one of the things I'd really like to see Brizy do is add a fallback option, where you can go in and you can actually have like a fallback option to where, well, maybe you can. Am I wrong? Can I add a fallback option here? Oh, can you? That's so awesome. Let's try and use an image. Ah, you can. Haha. Okay, cool. So you can add a fallback option. I didn't even realize that. That's something brand new to me. I was going to say it would be cool if that was, included in the main thing. I think intuitively, always look for things in Brizy that would be included. And I think you should have like a fallback option in here for your video or your map or whatever. So once you go to tablet, it instantly falls back to this kind of image. And so you always have an image. And as you can see, I have to adjust it for each one, but that's all right. At least we know now that we have a fallback option. And I can already see we're going to kind of want to adjust some of the margins. So in here, when we're looking at this, the bottom margin needs to be adjusted. It looks like it needs to go about 75 pixels, maybe 100, just to give it some space so that it's not right on top of this, because we don't want that. Let's look at the rest of this. So this looks good. This looks good. The only complaint about this is I think that it almost needs some... The spacing in here is kind of off. It doesn't have any left and right, and I kind of want it to have some left and right, just so that it's not so the same. So let's paste some styles, because I don't like it sitting right on the edge. I hate when I go on a website and there's just things sitting right on the edge. I just want to take it away from the edge to give it some, give it a little bit more breathing room. Like this. Get your goals. Obviously the text is also sitting on the edge, which we could go back and adjust that also. I don't mind this. This button looks good. This looks good. Here's some reasons will change your life. Here's some people. Once again, I don't like how that sits on the edge, so we're going to go back and change that. And probably more than anything, tablet is important when you're building out a site like this. But I think that, to me, more than anything, I think mobile is more important, because mobile has just become the thing that more people see more than tablet. So you really need to take and spend the time to deal with, that type of situation. And then here you can see there's some weird stuff going on. So this is not full. Why is this not... Oh, I guess it's because this is a section. Is this the end of the section? And they're blurring it together? Because I remember this is kind of... Yeah, see, so... Weird. So this is definitely an image. And it's got a negative 200. Okay. All right. So it's just cropped. Let's see if we can adjust that. So negative 80. It's got negative 80 pixels. Negative 180. Let's see what happens when we do it at 0. Okay. It just kind of looks weird, but You know what? In all honesty, I think that that looks better than it did before. Although we could add some bottom margin to this just so that there's some, yeah, some separation. And then this doesn't need such a high top. Is that just, yeah, because there's no padding in here. So why is this, why does that have such a large amount of space at the bottom? Okay, we can turn that off for mobile. Excellent. Okay, so that's what it is. It had like a basically a spacer or something. Cool. So there we go, and we've got our site, and we can even go as far as customizing this, where you could go in and you could change all of this information. Although, to be quite honest with you, we got to go in and change this in the customizer, because obviously this is not what we want, and this is not how we would do it. So for right now, we'll click update, and then we'll go on and we'll go to our next page. We'll make sure our next page is good. So let's go to the about page. Let's change this real quick. So I'm going to change the about page. I trashed the contact page, so I want to change this to contact. And then we're going to change the permalink and change it to contact. So now it should be updated. Sometimes you get wonky things with that, and I'm not going to tell you that that always works, but I'm just going to tell you right now. Sometimes you just get some wonky stuff. So in this case, it's good, it looks good. Let's go back to the front end, and we can kind of close this out. Let's go back to the front end and let's look and see what this looks like. So now we've got the contact blog, contact page. Awesome. Cool. Blog. Cool. Excellent. And I think the only thing other than that that I want to do that's really bothering me is move the blog from there to there, because I think that, you know, that just, I didn't like that. So, and then from here, we're going to go into the customizer. So let's go into the customizer and let's see if we can kind of finally fix some of these issues. So let's click the header option. Let's change this button, and we'll change it to go to contact. So we want to send it to contact, and we'll call it get started today. And as you can see, there's some designs that you can go in. So if you don't like the design, you can kind of go in and edit it. Okay. So now we're going to go into, let's see, the footer maybe? I was saying that I wanted to play with the footer, and I think I do. Widget area 4. See, but this doesn't let you, it doesn't let you change the colors. You can go in and change sidebars. I think we leave sidebars alone. You can do some sticky sidebars and stuff like that. Colors is what I was mostly interested in. Yeah, so this is following the link color, which I guess, could we do it as red? Or is that just weird looking? Publish. Yeah, I don't know if that works. No, that's text selection color. Link color initial. I think it needs to be that. But then on rollover, on hover, text selection color. Is that what this is? Like, that's not what any of this is. It's cool that they let you redo this. That's impressive, but I mean, it's kind of aggravating because if you go to edit, there are no, unless I'm missing something, I don't see where you've got design, top row divider, font family, widgets. Oh, widgets, font color. Is that it? Link cover. There it is. So it was buried. I'm just an idiot. So that's it. That's what we wanted. We wanted this red, so now that fixes all of our problems because we just wanted it to stand out a little bit more. Then we got to go in and edit this. So let that be a lesson to you when you're playing with this. There's definitely some tweaking that you'll have to do, but you need to actually go in and play with it to see where these pieces are, because obviously, you know, I did not know, but obviously they're much easier to find than I thought. So you can go in and change that to red. It looks a little bit wonky just because of the color, but I don't hate it. I mean, it does fit our color scheme a lot more. I'm wondering if the text needs to be white though. Like, does it need to be white? What is that? No, I like red, I think. Oh, that's what that sets that to. I don't know, white or red? Why don't we do this? Why don't we set this to white? I got an idea. Set this to white, and then we're going to go back and we're going to go into the widget area or whatever area that we found. Edit. That's not where it was. Where is it? Footer, footers, global footer. Where did I find it? That's not it though. Was it in colors? Did I miss it? Where did I find that stupid area? Oh, this is where it was. We're going to go in and set this to white. I think white looks better. And then I think for titles, can we set titles for red? Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I don't know. I think white's more readable, to be quite honest. I think we just stick with white. I think white looks better. Looks better, it's more professional. I mean, I like the red, but it's just too much red. So we're going to publish that. I think we could make this red, though. Let's make the copyright text red, just because it would look really, really interesting to have the copyright text as red. So we'll go in and edit here, click design, and then font color. Is that the font color? Yeah. Let's go in and make that red. I mean, nobody really cares about the copyright that much. And then publish, and that is published. Cool. Okay, so we've got the get started. This will go to our contact page. You know, we've made sure it looks good on mobile. And we've gone through and we've set all of this up. So yeah, this looks good. I mean, this is coming together way better than what I would expect. And once again, this is all about building a project in like a weekend. So that's part of the point of this video, is to take and build something for free with free tools that you don't even need to pay for. So this brings you down to here. If you go up to here, this brings you to here. Let's see if this brings you to contact. Yes, it does. Sweet. We've got the blog. We've got that. So really at this point, we're kind of done. I mean, there's some minor editing that we could kind of do, that we could go in. Obviously, the blog would need a little bit of tweaking to make sure that it fits. And there's some tweaking that we could do here. But it's using our color scheme. It's even got the red font style and everything like that. So this is pretty sweet that, you know, you could build a website within, like I said, like a weekend, and you can go in and you can do this and have everything ready to go, and then you can start selling. So probably the next thing I would do from here is to build like a pricing page And if we really wanted to, we could go in and do that, but then this video is already running long, so I'd rather not bore you with the pricing page. But yeah, this is what we just did. So we just literally built a freelance website. And then what I would do after this is, rather than using WooCommerce or any of those type of things for lifting and press, I would take and I would go in and I would throw this together with like a PayPal or a Vimo or something like that. And you could literally make it to where you could start taking payment, because you basically connect this to a PayPal or whatever, and you let the people make payments, and you go from there. Or you could take and you could schedule it where you could attach this to a calendar, so they could go in and they could like set up a consultation for you. Maybe you don't want to take payments directly. Maybe you'd rather do that. So the whole point is this opens you up. So we just did this within a set amount of time. I don't know how long this video is running, but I know it's probably going to run well over an hour. So we built this page within like an hour, complete and ready to go. That is amazing. And it just goes to show you what you can do with free tools, what you can do with Blocksy, and what you can do with Brizy, and just combining them. And you can do so much with free tools that it's absolutely amazing. So I hope you've liked this video. If this video has helped you, or you've gone through it, or maybe I skipped something, or there was something more that you wanted to see, let me know. I'd love to take and go back and answer those questions down below. But anything you want to know about, I'll try and include all the links down below and everything like that. I've got way more content coming out, but I wanted to take and do this today just to show you what you can do with free tools and Blocksy. I was not paid by Brizy nor Blocksy to make this. I just wanted to make it, and once again, show you what you can do with free tools. So hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.